Alright, let's head inside this destroyed village, see what's up. And I kind of let it slip, but the entire town's been destroyed for some reason. This is why I was saying in the last episode that I should have bought a weapon here in Hamel, because I think they had slightly better thrust weapons here. And it doesn't look like anybody survived except this one girl. Someone named Demeter came, destroyed everything. Her mother and father are dead. All of her friends, the entire village. Celeste, I mean, he feels for this girl. This is a scene that he is familiar with. Seeing a town that's been destroyed. Seeing children without parents. That is him. He sees himself in her right now. So obviously he steps up. If she wants revenge, he'll do it for her. And Clarth doesn't get it. He's like, we still have to go defeat Deus, but Celeste is, no. Even Mint is like, we can't leave this. Clarth isn't aware of their story, so... So Demeter is obviously a very powerful magic user, having at least some elfin blood in him. This girl doesn't really know anything about him other than he left to the north. Venezia is up north as well, so either we see him on the way or we'll figure out where he is in Venezia. And this girl... her name is Rhea Scarlet. I know some of you were thinking she was going to turn out to be Archie. Because, you know, Bart said he was missing a daughter, and we found this random girl in town alone. But it's not. Her name's Rhea Scarlet. The game tricked you. So Rhea joins us as a non-playable character. She's with us in spirit. I don't think there's anything else in town. So we'll leave to the north. Venezia isn't too far away. Just gotta go around this mountain range. Rhea does not appear in battles with us. We don't have to protect her. She doesn't take any damage. She's just along for the ride. With our upgraded weapon, our sword rain is dealing about 5 to 10 points more damage per attack. Which is significant, because that is a multi-hit attack. There it is. Alright, before we go get revenge for Rhea, let's go look for Nancy again. Because this is where she was headed. She was here to meet with Elwyn. I need to find the inn. It's the mayor's house. Venezia is based on Venice. So there's a lot of canals and you have to take boats places. Is that Nancy? It is! She looked like she was on the ground. Whenever she turns around behind like that, it looks like she was just laying on the ground face first. So she's resolved herself to meet and talk with Elwyn, but she just doesn't have the courage to do so. She actually tries to walk to the trading company, but she just stops every time. And now it's up to us, her own personal cupids, to go to the trading company and drag Elwyn out. Where are you? There you are. Now, he agrees to meet with Nancy for the first time. Up until now, he's just heard about her from Celeste, about how she's basically stalking him. And rather than being freaked out, he's flattered, so he finally decides to give in and meet with her. See, look, doesn't that look like she's kind of just face first on the ground or something? So they're gonna meet up at the fountain in the center of the town. Which I think is here? Oh, the music shifted too. And there's Elwyn. Whenever you walk around, it looks like Elwyn is just shaking out of fear. But if you talk to Elwyn, it seems like he is somewhat attracted to Nancy, so maybe it'll work out. And to progress that side quest, we need to leave town and re-enter. We go back to Elwyn's place of business, and we see this scene. Elwyn is arguing with his father, Doug. And Doug, being very traditional, wants to decide who his son marries for him. Just do an arranged marriage for the sake of business and the business's future. But Elwyn has decided, after one day of meeting with Nancy, that he is going to marry Nancy. Nancy, just not wanting to see the two of them fighting, she runs off. We need to chase after them. There they are. Well, there's Elwyn. And we try to cheer up Elwyn, saying he's right. He deserves to love who he loves. And that his father shouldn't decide his life for him. So Elwyn met up with Nancy, and then they absconded somewhere. They're gone. That ends this side quest here. Alright, now I need to figure out where I am, where I'm going. All of life's great questions. Here we go. Here's the chef. Let's learn a new recipe. We got sushi. Is there any ingredients I want? I don't think so. Although, getting a few... I don't have enough money to waste on ingredients. Whatever I get from monsters should be fine. We're gonna continue looting this entire village. It's like protect ring. Okay, so there's a 10% chance that when you wear this ring, any physical damage you take is completely nullified. Which is really good. 10% of the time. Really useless 90% of the time. But I believe if you use a rune bottle on it, it becomes a force ring. Now it invalidates physical damage 20% of the time, and if you use a rune bottle on it again, it becomes a reflect ring. Now it invalidates all elemental damage 20% of the time. Rather than just being physical, it's elemental. I think if you use a rune bottle on it again, it'll turn back into the force ring. I think to the northeast of this place is a ferryman. Yeah. Let's just go everywhere. I'm gonna check out the weapon shop. We just bought a new weapon earlier, but let's see if they got anything better. Elves live... So in this universe, and many other fantasy universes, elves are much longer lived than humans. This guy is saying that pure-blooded elves can live thousands of years. The elves of this universe are isolationists. They stay away from the rest of the world. They have this one small pocket of existence, and they stick to it. But half-elves are a thing. And humans and elves can breed. And half-elves can live as long as normal elves, but they are slightly less powerful when it comes to magic. However, elves pretty much despise half-elves. Elves are pretty racist, kinda. Although they will tolerate the human's existence, they will shun half-elves. Occasionally throughout the game you'll see half-elves integrate into human society, but you'll almost never see full-blooded elves. The Walloon sword is what I wanted. Yeah, let's buy that. I should have waited. I didn't need this. It does have 0 accuracy, though, which... maybe I don't want that. A 0 accuracy doesn't, it doesn't mean you're not gonna hit any amount of times. It just means enemies that have a chance to nullify or evade your attacks, you're not gonna get any modifiers to that. Ooh, the Corsaia. That's an upgrade right there. It is a spear, though, which I'll buy it just to demonstrate what spears do. So Sless can equip swords, spears, and axes. Spears attack, they are melee weapons, but they have longer ranges than swords. They're proficient in thrusting, and they deal significantly reduced damage if you attack an enemy at extreme short range. Your attack can just clip through an enemy and not hit them at all. Your attacks do the most damage if they hit the exact tip of the spear. So they are a little bit more finicky to use than a sword, but they're more rewarding if you use them correctly. And this ferryman's got a hustle going on. The weapon and armor shops, it is impossible to leave without a ferry. And once I go in the armor shop or the weapon shop, if I try to leave, he's going to charge me another 30 gold. Occasionally across the world, you're going to find swordsmen like this, or swordswomen, and they'll teach you new arcane arts. But you'll have to buy them. I wasted all my money. I need 700 more. I'll sell an elixir. I don't need it. I'm not super worried about getting more armor at this point in the game. Like, a splint mail gives me 2 more defense than a ring mail. The kite shield gives me 2 more defense than an amber. Or, not even an amber cloak, I'm not even looking at it. A tower shield gives me 2 more defense than a kite shield. So they're all upgrades, it's just underwhelming. All of them together would probably be great. But I want this arcane art. What is Tiger Thrust? Lightning Tiger Thrust. The Lightning Tiger Blade and Sword Rain. So that will perform the Lightning Tiger Blade, jumping lightning uppercut and downward slash, followed by immediately a Sword Rain, which is probably, once I unlock it, going to be my most powerful ability. Alright, let's get out of here. We need to go to the mayor's house next and ask about Demeter. We haven't seen anything about Demeter. Venezia is surprisingly untouched. So Demeter is a half-elf. Apparently Demeter was a citizen of this town, and he was known to be extremely kind and charitable, but something changed. Apparently he makes his home on a distant western island. And the only way we can get there is by chartering a boat. What the heck? Is she making... Oh. She's got a gel-making machine. She's literally printing money. She's making recovery gels. Did I buy the right thing? I did, okay. We're fine. These crabs are going to be my mortal enemy nearly in the near future, but right now they're fine. Shoot. I'm on the wrong port. Here we go. Where's the captain? The captain is somewhat reticent to take us to Demeter's Island, but he'll charge us 200 gold a person. And since Rhea is with us, that comes out to 800 gold. And it is kind of a long way away. At least from Venezia. It's actually very close to Hamel. So the cabin in the ship will act as a free resting place. Which we're going to make a lot of use of. First thing is first, though. There's treasures, and we're going to take them. Alright, so the Grimoire... The Grimoire is another unidentified item. We'll take a rune bottle, and we will discover a pornographic magazine. Nice. It's actually worse than Clarth's current weapon, so we're just going to leave that in our inventory for now. Before we do anything, though, we're going to exit to the world map. Let's save. So I'm going to pause here. I'm going to fight a few battles on the world map to check and see if there are any new enemies here. And I will come back whenever I figure it out. Alright, so I don't think there are any new enemies outside. I'm just going to go sleep. We'll go sleep off this exhaustion. As soon as I find the cabin. There's a cat back there. I want to pet it, but I can't. How dare this game. Wow, it's actually a pretty long walk to the cabin. I also think one of the sailors on this ship will sell us stuff. Just gotta find out who and where. You look like a stationary target. Yep. First try, okay. Healing items and just stuff. No armor, which I'm a little disappointed about. I was expecting to be able to upgrade my armor while doing this dungeon, but I was wrong. That's fine. Alright. Ha! Of course. This is fine. Remind me, whenever I use another magic lens, to come outside and open that chest. So, after learning a bit more about Demeter, even Clarth is on board with this revenge quest. Oh, well, we hit... Yes, okay, I'm good. I'm happy. We're gonna open everything. Okay. Remind me, we got 2 apple gels here. The next time I take damage and I have to heal myself, come back, open these chests. Remind me. Can I sleep in this bed? I cannot, unfortunately. I'm checking... Oh, that's a chest. I was wondering why I couldn't move. Might as well save again. You can literally never save enough times. It's... Alright, so we have Demeter's library here. So it seems like in the Elven Village, there's no real technology. They just use magic for everything. What? So the reason why elves dislike half-elves so much is that originally in elven society, everything was kind of like a magical utopia, but as soon as half-elves were born, there was an influence from their humanity, and they began to act selfishly or commit murder. And that was the first occasion of elves actually doing things negatively. And so they just banished all half-elves and shut the doors. Alright, from that pot, we found a key. I want to keep at least one spare rune bottle on me at all times, so I'm not going to use everything. We'll use this key to open the door and head outside to the garden. There's a rock, just a random rock there. First of all, there are random encounters on this screen, and I believe there are a couple new enemies here. See, this is... If you look at... This is the spear Sless is using. He does the most damage whenever you attack enemies with the exact tip of the spear. If I get right up on an enemy, he'll deal slightly less damage. And if you saw, the only time the attack even connected was when the weapon was tilted diagonally down and the tip of the spear clipped the enemy model. This tree is blocking the sunlight. That's the only clue you're given. So we just have to interact with this tree. And we find out that the tree is alive. I'm trying to have Clarth summon Sliff as much as I can, because it's dealing a lot of damage. Now that we're out of TP, the only thing we can do is just jump slash all day. Alright, so now that we've used some magic lenses and some apple gels, let's open the rest of this treasure. Leave no treasure behind. Alright, solving that little puzzle, shining the light on the two orbs, opens this secret passage. But first, let's go back and sleep. Oh, wait, treasure! Okay. No. I don't need to buy anything, so we're just going to head back to the mansion. I gotta tell you, I'm really happy that in this version of the game they increased the run speed. It's making the game go so much faster, which may or may not be a good thing from a narrative standpoint, but I'm feeling it. Alright, so we're going to go down to this secret underground passage. We got 2 new enemies. No! Oh, oh yes! His rocks fall, everyone dies spell missed. I hope he doesn't die because I still need to magic lens him. So I think... Ugh. Let's find them on the sheet here. That guy has an item drop I don't have. Not that skeleton, the other skeleton. That one. Okay, so he has no item drops. It's just the Spectre I need to watch out for. I remember on one of my playthroughs, there's a hidden chest there with a silver cloak. On one of my playthroughs, it took literal days of grinding for that Spectre to actually drop his item. And that was back in... At one point I tried to complete the Monster Encyclopedia entirely. All of the item drops, all of the stolen items. I'm not sure if I want to do that this time, but hopefully it doesn't go nearly as poorly. Man, I love Sword Rain. In all of the Tales games, I think Sword Rain is one of my favorite abilities, just because it's just so absurdly... Just all of these hits. I love it. It's so simple, and it just does so much. Oh, this is interactable. I couldn't even... It is within the black, the flame, the shadow of darkness, that there is a glimmering light. Okay. Ah! See, right there I did Sword Rain because my weapon was clipping out of the arena, and my weapon was so long, the tip of the spear was outside of the arena and the enemy took no damage. That is the tricky thing about using spears and backing the enemy towards the edge of the map. You can screw yourself over. Alright, we got a weapon that's less useful. Oh, we got the weapon that we bought. This is why I should just never buy weapons. I think I'm never going to buy a weapon again. They just give me all the things. Why would I even bother? That's okay, because there is a secret chest here, a pair of gauntlets. And a secret chest here for a hat. I know Clarth was bragging about his hat earlier, but let's just have him replace it with a standard straw hat. I'm hoping to find another Wraith, which we're not gonna. It looks like it's gonna be the rare spawn. I guess that's why it took me so long to fill out his Monster Encyclopedia entry last time. Just want to back these guys up a little bit, then Sword Rain. Man, I remember this dungeon taking a lot longer back when I first played the game, but we're here. Ominous. Scurry. I quit. Alright, we don't need to save just yet. Watch me die to this boss, this fight right here. Now I'm gonna... Oh, Mint. Rocks fell. Mint dies. Got some cabbage. More importantly, some elven boots and a literal coffin. Demeter, we've lost him. Elven boots, I believe, increases in-battle movement speed by 20%, but because we're using manual mode, we can just double tap to dash. Don't even worry. Alright, now we head out. I guess we can use some orange gels to heal up our TP. We'll need it. One more. Let's cook something. Alright, that should be full health for everyone. Not Clarth, though, but that's fine. Alright, that is all of the treasure in this dungeon. The only thing left is Demeter himself. He's got that emo red streak in his hair. Demeter feigns ignorance of what happened. And he says that this girl, Rhea Scarlet, is not actually Rhea Scarlet. She's a fake. You know, I think Demeter may have been able to convince us that he was right if he had not said this right here. Leave the girl here and leave. No, you're evil. I mean, no, that's it. You lost your opportunity. Now we're going to have to kill you. We're going to believe in the girl. So Demeter walks in front of the mirror. And just like the Black Knight in the present, we see he too is being possessed by something. Okay, pincer attack. First things first. Mental, please. Before I forget, please magic lens. Demeter. Clarth, please. Sylph. That guy. As soon as I... Oh no, not the tractor beam! Oh, okay. Come here. No! Shoot. Another storm is gonna hurt. If I survive this tractor beam, I could probably recover. Oh, I was jumping in the air, so he couldn't actually hurt me. Hilarious. Please die. Please die. Just die so I can focus on Demeter. Thank you. There we go. Okay. This is gonna hurt me. Ah, my apple Jill! It's not gonna happen soon enough. So Demeter is nullifying some of my attacks sometime, so I just have to keep up the pressure. I'm out of TP, so the best thing for me to do is jump attack. Eventually he dies. The worst part about that fight was the pincer attack. Everything else was just fine. It's just the pincer attack was not good for me. When we defeat Demeter, Rhea collapses. And the truth is revealed. This girl is not Rhea Scarlet, but she is possessed by the ghost of Rhea Scarlet. This girl was actually Rhea's best friend. She borrowed her body to compel adventurers to get revenge for her. So Rhea passes on. But the girl, without Rhea's ghost inside of her, she wakes up. She's searching for her friend. But Rhea is gone. This girl is actually Archie. Arch. So if you did think, back in Hamel, that this lone girl out of nowhere was Archie, and I told you were incorrect, in fact you were correct. This is Archie. Now, it kills me, but those two treasure chests back in Demeter's mansion, they're going to have to sit there for a little bit longer. We bring Archie back to her father automatically. And we fulfill our end of the bargain. So Clarth says Archie's affinity for magic is what made it possible. Archie is a half-elf, which explains why her father knew so much about elves and had the Pact Ring. At some point, Archie's father had a child with a full-blooded elf. The elf was forced to stay in the elven village, but her daughter was banished. And so Archie's father took care of her as a single father until this point. Which is why her father looks like he has an older sprite than what you would expect, considering what Archie looks like, how old Archie looks. Because elves live longer, so it's been a while. Archie's been young for a while. So that ribbon we found, Archie puts it in her hair and she adopts her usual Archie personality. Archie's not really one for dresses, so she gets magic poofy genie pants. But more importantly, she joins our party. Clarth gains the Aquamarine and Ruby Pact Rings, which he can equip for other bonuses. I think the Aquamarine has a chance to have water damage, and Ruby has a chance to have fire damage. They'll be useful a little later. So Archie is a magic user, and the interesting thing about it is that she flies. So she can actually be anywhere in formation around us. I'm gonna put her just a little bit in front of Mint, but well enough behind Sless. So that if Sless eats an AoE attack, Archie is protected. So Archie and Clarth are squishier than Sless and Mint, but they're a little bit lower level. What does Archie know? Ice Needles and Fireball. So Archie's basic magic attacks will not pause the game, but her more advanced magic attacks that she'll learn later will pause the game like summons do. Alright, we'll talk to Bart one more time, and we gain... another channeling ring. So now that we have 4 party members, we could do 4-player co-op in this game if we wanted to. And now that Clarth has a summon, Archie has magic, the only one who wouldn't have any fun at all would be Mint. Let me double check the Pact Rings. Reduces water damage by 50%, reduces... Oh, the Ruby reduces Earth Elemental damage. I thought that was going to be Fire Elemental damage. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Alrighty. We got an unidentified book for Clarth. Gives us the King in Yellow, which is an upgrade for him. Although his stuff, he shouldn't be physically attacking anything, just in case. That'll double his physical attack. Alrighty. There's a few things we need to do now that we have Archie. There's a few spells we can get. I'm thinking maybe we save it for next episode. Or I can use the magic of pausing the game and to get everything. Let's do that. First of all, let's go back to Demeter's boss room and get those 2 treasure chests. I'll see you there. Alright, we are back in Demeter's boss room. And... Of course. Of course! At least we get to demonstrate Archie a little bit. She's pretty weak right now, but her main power comes from her different spells. These are her weakest spells, and she just becomes a powerhouse later in the game. Archie is going to be the one who most reliably takes advantage of enemy weaknesses. Alright, so Sless gets a halberd, which is a bit more reliable slashing and thrusting weapon. It is a pole axe. It has all of the downsides of a spear, but all of the upsides of both a sword and a spear. So it's possible to clip through your enemy and not damage them at all when attacking at extreme close range, but it's also possible to just annihilate them. So we'll definitely use that. Also, we got another grimoire. How many rune bottles do I have? 3? I'm running low. We got the Liber Ivanus, which is attack-wise is an upgrade, and that's all we care about. But that's it for Demeter's dungeon. There's still more we can do in this first continent of the world. We can go on a little fetch quest. We can get various spells for Archie. The first is back in Venezia. We're going to stop by the Liat Trading Company, back where Elwyn and worked. So, I'll meet you back there. Also, while I'm here, one of these guys just used Tractor Beam on me, and because Archie is flying, she's immune to that spell. Also, like I demonstrated earlier, because Celeste was jumping, he also temporarily becomes immune to that spell. So, if you ever encounter more enemies with a Tractor Beam spell, just jump a lot. Alright, here we are back in Venezia. We're headed to the Liat Trading Company. There should be an elf here, I think. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I entered the house next to Liat. So here we find a half-elf willing to teach Archie some new spells. Unfortunately, we have to pay. We learned the lightning and storm elemental spells. Oh, come on. You're welcome on that one. Couldn't pause in time. Alright, for the next set of spells, we're headed back to Clarth's house, back in Euclid, and I'll meet you there. Alright, we're back in Euclid, and we need to head back to Clarth's house. I don't know if you remember, but we found some spell books in his library, but we didn't have any means to utilize them before, but now we do. First things first, we gotta talk to this girl here. Merald, how you been? Also, I should check out some skits. I don't remember where the spell books were. There it is. We learned Ice Tornado. And Archie gains more titles based on the number of spells she knows. I believe, as soon as Merald gets out of the way, I believe this is where the spellbook is. Stone Blast. Alright, that's it for Euclid. There's one more place we need to go. We need to go all the way back to Belladin Village, the first village in the game. And I'll see you guys there. Alright, we're back in Belladin Village. And I think... Ooh, I forgot to talk to somebody. Oh, I hope you give it to me. Nope, I forgot. I will be back as soon as I do the thing required for this spell. I'm sorry. No! I had to talk to another NPC somewhere else. I'll go find that NPC and I'll show it. Alright, here we are at the exact opposite end of the continent here. I forgot to talk to a particular NPC. On the second floor of the mayor's house, you meet the mayor's twin... the mayor of Belladin. You meet his twin brother, the mayor of Venezia. We tell him about Linios, about how he showed us kindness. And he tells us if we ever meet Linios again, give him his regards. And that's what we're gonna do. So, we're gonna cut again. And next time I'll be back at Belladum again. Alright, back in Belladum Village for realsies this time. Let's go talk to the mayor. Now, after having talked to his brother in Venezia, he agrees to teach us, or teach Archie, the Cyclone spell, which is the strongest spell you will know for like the next 10 hours. It is so powerful. But that's all for Archie's spells for now. I'm gonna head back up to Venezia. Along the way, if I encounter a battle that would be good to demonstrate Cyclone, I'll do it.
It should come.
I'll unpause and show you. Hopefully I do, but if not, you'll see me back in Venezia. Alright, right off the bat, we got 4 enemies in a row, and we are going to ruin their day. First off, Clarth, we're turning off Sylph. Archie, Cyclone.
Yeah, I didn't turn 50 on last yet.
This guy. It's an AoE attack that's just devastating. It hits 3 times against everyone for like 400 damage a hit. It's the first instance of us going over 1,000 total damage on anything, and it's so good.
Yeah, it's blue, isn't it?
The bad part is that it eats up TP like no one's business. 17 TP.
Show the baby. I don't have the webcam.
I'm gonna turn off all of her heavy hitters right now and just give her the 4 basic elemental abilities. But I'm gonna continue heading to Venezia. Okay, we're back at Venezia, and I think we're gonna end the episode off here, but before we do, let's watch some skits. Archie joined the party, so I'm sure she's got something to say.
契約の指輪を2つももらえたのは幸運だったな。
バートさんもそれだけ心配なさっていたのですよ。
私たちと一緒に旅をする間はあんな無茶しないでくれよ。
大丈夫大丈夫、私に任せといてよ。
それじゃあアルバニスタに向けて出発しよう。
本当にポニーテールのお似合いですね。ありがとう。このリボンさ、リアがくれたんだ。リアさんが？リアはもういないけど、これをつけてるとさ、リアが一緒にいてくれるような気がするんだ。その気持ち、わかります。らしくないや。元気なのが私の取り柄なのに。よし、ファイト！頑張ろうね。はい。
I like that one. I like the ones where we get like serious conversations between characters like that.
そのカチャカチャうるさいのはなんとかなんないの？
何よ。このナルコは召喚術では重要な役割があるんだ。
じゃあそれがないと術が使えないわけ？
ああ、そうだと。
人間って不便だよね。魔法が使えたらよかったのにね。
能天気なハーフエルフにこの黒が分かってたまるものか。僕は絶対にダオスを倒す。
それシャレのつもりですか？
いやしかし本当に駆け落ちするとはすごい行動力だな。エルウィンさんとナンシーさんを焚きつけたのは誰ですか？
I'm talking about Nancy and Elwyn here.
きっかけが必要だったんだ
でも駆け落ちだ
な。
なんて。
成り行きでうまくいくさ。男と女の中なんてそんなもんだよ。
本当ですか？
ああ、本当だと。君たちもそのうち分かるようになるさ。
みんなで旅するのって楽しいね。
何を能天気な。遊びに行くんじゃないんだぞ。
いいじゃないですか。ずっと張り詰めててもよくないし。
私もそう思います。ほら、若い人同士だと意見もぴったりだよね。ってことで課題事はいいこなしじゃん。
だよ りしてるぞ。
でこれからどうするんだっけ？
アルバニスタ王国へ向かう。
ベネツィアから船で行くのですね。
そうだ。
でこれから
Alright, so, like they said, we need to take a ship from Venezia to the kingdom of Albanistia, and there we'll get information on a bunch more pact rings, elemental spirits, and progress the game. But we'll start that next time. This episode's done. Other than the whole backtracking back and forth, I like this episode. We did... Surprisingly, it felt like Demeter was last episode, but it was this episode. That fight, it went south real quick. I couldn't interrupt the Revenants, and then Demeter got a bunch of free spells off. It just went really south. I'm surprised I didn't die, but thankfully Celeste survived, and we were able to get everybody back up and get him down. But that's the power of hard mode. Once things start going south, it's a bit difficult to come back, but we'll see more of that next time. I'll see you guys.